listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Sarah's out today. She'll be back tomorrow. It is a good day. It is Tuesday, November 19th. Special day. Happy birthday to my lovely wife. Hope that you're listening. Probably just now getting settled into the office. So happy birthday, honey. And it is also a good day because we get to share the story of Lutheran Young Adult Corps and one of the participants right here in St. Louis. Excited to share that. And LCMS servant events are lining up for 2020. So we get to learn more about those in the second half. Thanks so much to Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. Find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu. Live uncommon. With me in studio this morning, Julianna Shults, Program Manager for Lutheran Young Adult Corps and co-host of End Goals, Youth Ministry Podcast on kfuo.org. It's awesome just to get to share all these great resources in youth ministry, and you and Pastor Mark Kiesling sharing those. It's awesome to get to share those. Thanks so much for being here, Julianna.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I'm right at home now that we've been in the studio doing the podcast.
You're like the microphone is like your friend now, right?
Yeah. I know how close I'm supposed to be to it, and it's a little less scary this time.
And all the buttons kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Starting to.
Not down in this proper studio. We use the smaller one upstairs.
And along with Julianna in studio today, Connor Colangelo. He is a current Lutheran Young Adult Corps participant. Connor, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about where you're serving. You're at St. Trinity here in St. Louis, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm serving at St. Trinity on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Historic Trinity and Soulard on Thursdays.
Very good. So why were you interested in Lutheran Young Adult Corps? What got you interested?
Well, I want to be a DC whenever I get back into college and everything. And I saw this program on the Lutheran website, or on the LCMS website, and I was just like, this seems really cool. And so let's try it.
Well, you're in good company today if you want to be a DCE, surrounded by DCEs this morning as well.
And at a service site, we have some excellent DCEs that are both
wonderful.
Both of those
that's
Trinities.
Right.
So have an amazing DCE for him to mentor. Or to be mentored by. Yeah.
Sorry, Andrea. So you applied for Lutheran Young Adult Corps. What did you expect to happen this year? Once you applied, what were you like picturing it was going to be? It's a magical experience, I'm sure.
I don't know, really. I mean, because I grew up as your typical white suburban community, and so it was very different coming to live in St. Louis in like the most like urban city area. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it was very different than what I did expect.
So, what are some of the things you do at St. Trinity or Historic Trinity?
So at St. Trinity, I worked with their food pantry in the mornings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and then in the afternoon, I go and worked with Heidi Lewis, the DC over there. And then at Historic Trinity, I worked with their homeless like food pantry thing, I guess, quote unquote. So I did that for about an hour and a half. And then I go help serve with their Helping Hand-Me-Downs program that they have. And then after that, I just go hang out with Andrea until about 4 o'clock.
Tell us about the communities where St. Trinity and Historic Trinity are. You mentioned that it's quite different from where you grew up.
Yeah.
How would you describe these communities?
I'd say on the more or less wealthy side, I will say that, just based on like the neighborhoods, very different. I'd say,
How would you describe the level of need in these communities?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about an 8.
So there's a great need, and you are jumping in full steam ahead, ready to help and serve alongside these congregations and the outreach that they're providing in their communities. So,
and we talk a lot about in our training and those kinds of things, talking about poverty in a really holistic way. So some of the things, that we talk about is there's a lot of material need in these neighborhoods. There's a lot of lack of jobs. There's a lack of resources. But in the same breath, like there's a lot of community. I'm going to guarantee that Connor knows probably a lot more of his neighbors in the last 3 months at St. Trinity than he maybe did in his whole neighborhood back in Texas.
Probably.
Yeah. Right. Like there's a fantastic group of people in that neighborhood who have really come alongside many of our participants and supported them and looked out for them and cared for them, even though they're not even necessarily connected directly with the church.
What is the aim of Lutheran Young Adult Corps, Julianna?
So Lutheran Young Adult Corps is an opportunity for young adults 18 to 26 to serve primarily in urban areas. So to take their gifts and skills, and our hope is to do a couple of things to help them to expand their skill set, to grow as leaders, to have an experience where they are outside of their comfort zone, outside of their norm, and then for their gifts and skills to match up with our partner churches and RSOs to expand that ministry's capacity to share the gospel in the community, so that ultimately more people are going to hear about Jesus. I mean, that's ultimately the end of all the things that we're doing, is that matching up these young people and their gifts and skills helps places like Trinity and St. Trinity to expand their capacity to do the kinds of ministries in their neighborhoods that they want to do.
So how is this, Connor, how is this service opportunity challenging you, stretching you? I'm sure at times it's probably tiring or putting you in circumstances where it might be a whole new learning experience and very challenging.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Well, first, I'm living on my own for the first time, so that's very different, and I have to be responsible and have to be an adult. But I'd say with the holidays coming up, it's definitely busy season. There's a lot going on at St. Trinity and Historic Trinity both. So just time management is something that you need to be pretty good at.
Working alongside two DCEs with the anticipation of studying to become a DCE in the future, what are you learning from the DCEs and mentors that you're working alongside?
It's definitely not what I thought it would be. I don't know. I'm trying to think how I'd picture being a DCE. They do a lot more. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I guess that people don't see at the events that churches put on, and there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and as far as getting things ready and all that.
And that's the unique thing about directors of Christian education. We're lifespan educators, but we can serve in a variety of ways. And sometimes a joke is DCE sometimes stands for Director of Christian Everything, because we serve in a variety of ways. You laugh because you know it's true, right? Because
absolutely.
A variety of settings in which we serve.
Yeah.
So this program started. When did you start serving here in St. Louis, Connor?
In August.
So you're only a few months into it, really.
Yeah.
Starting to experience a St. Louis fall, sort of almost winter.
I mean, Connor's from Texas, so he got to experience his first real snow.
Yes, actually.
What part of Texas?
Austin area.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have you had snow in Austin? Probably not a lot.
This was my first time seeing snow in about 3 years.
And it was a lovely snow, wasn't it?
I would have given it up. But Connor was really excited about it, which made me really excited about it.
Yes, that is true. But also, I didn't know how to drive in the snow. So I was literally cooped up in the little parsonage house at St. Trinity for 2 days because I did not know how to drive in the snow.
Julianna, what do you want young adults to know about Lutheran Young Adult Corps and the opportunities that lie ahead in this program?
I would love for young people to think about if they are, maybe you're in college and you're looking for something to do this summer. We have a summer program as well that goes 10 weeks from June to August. Or if you aren't sure what you want to do next year, but you have a heart for service, you want to gain some skills, grow as a leader, and maybe figure out what it looks like to think about being a church worker, or even not, just to be a strong lay leader in your congregation. We have some amazing partners who do some phenomenal ministry ministries, and we'd love to match those people up in a way that helps everybody, right? And more importantly, that helps more people be able to share the gospel. So we'd love for them to think about that. Applications are open now for next cycle. So you can go to our website, lcms.org/YACORPS, and look at that application there. There's more information there about the kinds of service opportunities we provide, and just what all it takes to join the program. But think about it, consider it, pray about it, talk to parents, talk to church workers, work through some discernment on whether you think that's the right thing for you. But we'd love to see applications from young people across the country.
And what message do you have for church workers right now who are perhaps caring for young people, for youth and young adults and serving them?
Thank you for doing that. We love church workers, both professional church workers and lay leaders who are working in congregations. And we know that young adults who might benefit from this kind of program, who might be in a place where they want to take a year and grow and learn and develop some special skills. And you can be the kind of person. I mean, most of our young people come to us either because of National Youth Gathering or because a parent or a church worker recommended that they think about it. So those are the two biggest ways we get people. So you can be that parent or church worker that recommends that young person consider it, because that's really can play a key part in us finding the right young people for the program.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the partners and the places the sites where they serve. It changes from year to year. Sometimes they're the same sites, sometimes they're new sites. And so while Connor's serving in a food pantry, we also have participants serving in other cities and other locations. What are some of the sites this year? We have just about a minute left.
Yeah, so we have people placed in Milwaukee right now, one in Mount Olive and one at Bethany, who are doing things like working in after-school programs, but also working with homeless ministries and care ministries and those kinds of ways. KFUO has been a great partner. We have placed people here before, but we've also partnered with a variety of organizations. So every year is a little bit different, but the kind of opportunities that we provide, we kind of match up to the skill set. So it's a really personalized experience. We get you to do the kinds of things that you're gifted and skilled at and the things you're passionate about. So that's one of the great things about being a little program is we can really move and manipulate so that both partners and participants get the most out of the experience.
Right. So if you're thinking, wow, that sounds like a lot of people time, a lot of face-to-face people time. Sure, there are some opportunities that may be that, and there may be some that are more like quiet behind the scenes type things as well. So don't let that hinder you from applying.
We can take introverts too. Connor's not one of them, but I am, and we will take them as well.
Julianna, Connor, thank you so much for joining me in the coffee hour today. Again, check it out, lcms.org/YACORPS. Learn more about Lutheran Young Adult Corps program. It is awesome. It's the Lutheran Young Adult Corps is just amazing. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to learn more about LCMS sermon events in 2020.